We are here, and we are ready. All of our magical creatures have been gathered together. And we are ready to jump into the world of good, strong hands. But without further gilding the lily, as they say, we're going to go around and introduce, or they're going to introduce, who they are, what type of character they will be playing, one of their darkest fears, and a little bit of whimsy about them. Maybe a nice whimsical random fact about your character. So go on with it. We'll start with Party Wipe Games. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, you're just gonna put me on the spot like that, you some fairy godparent you are. Hi, I'm Haggis. I'm a red cap, and I don't trust the beady little eyes of bunnies or squirrels. And otherwise, you can trust me. I'm a good friend, and I promise it's the blood of my enemies and not the blood of my friends that keep my cat moist.
Okay. So what is your greatest fear? What was it? Was it tiny eyes?
I don't trust the beady little eyes of bunnies. It's unnerving.
Okay, excellent. Something to note and to remember. Nerdburger Krieg. What you got?
Hello. I'm playing something that I've kept from all of you except for Mitchell. I'm playing Silver Scale, who is an animated suit of scale armor, complete with helm. The visor moves up and down when they speak, and they were crafted for a young woman, a teenage girl who came from Earth on numerous occasions, and had many great adventures in Reverie. And when she left for the last time, she made a wish that her beloved armor that kept her so safe while she was here would have many more adventures, and that wish brought me to life. So I am seeking adventure and trying to live up to her idea. That said, because I spent so much time with her, my greatest fear is loneliness. Can't stand to be alone.
And what about your whimsical random fact?
I thought like maybe being in a suit of armor kind of covered that, but okay.
What? No, that's just normal with the rest of us. That's Tuesday.
Silver Scale is trying very hard to understand people's need for clothing and for adornments and accoutrements and jewelry and all of these sorts of things. And every so often they try something out and it always looks incredibly out of place on their armor self. Currently, Silver Scale has a gigantic plume sticking out of from behind the wing of the helm. So they're floating around looking like this suit of armor with this big puffy plume that they think makes them look fancy.
Well, I agree. You do look fancy. All right. Flying. What you got?
Hey, I am Thistle Stitch, a brownie. So like a little helpful house fae who likes to fix things, keep things tidy, maintain things. Who is afraid of loud noises and squirrels because they can be jerks. They throw stuff on the ground. They make little chittering noises that are a little scary.
I see you are a brownie of culture, and we have a lot in common. Don't trust them.
And where did you find your hat?
Oh, she made this hat. She is avid sewer. Like, what was it? Quilter. She loves anything to make things. So she makes everyone's clothing and stuff like that when she wants to. But she will not take payment, but she will take cookies.
Excellent. All right. Emiria. my fellow Fae.
Yes. Hello. Today I'm going to be playing Delia, who is a pixie. She is 11 3/4 inches tall. Very, very tiny. Very good at flying quickly from place to place. And normally she likes to just kind of flit around out of sight of things. But she has two fears, which are the laughter of children and the cold bite of winter's frost. Other than that, she pretty much just likes everything that she encounters and everybody that she sees. And something that she really likes to do is make flower crowns for her friends, because they're not just pretty, they also help you feel less sad or less hurt or take a nap that's really, really, really restful, because they have a little bit of magic in it. 11 3/4 inches of magic, to be precise.
So, by that logic, none of these individuals here are your friends?
Well, I just haven't got around to making them yet. It's a brand new
Fair.
day. There's always time.
Excellent. All right, Hermit.
I am Serendipity. I am a very calm and relaxed individual. I'm a fawn who thinks that really everything's going to be okay if we all just, love each other. We can hug everything out, every conflict. And I don't like thunderstorms because they're very loud and very scary. And I like people. I don't like being alone, but I'm never alone because people tend to like me. I'm not sure why, but I like people. So maybe liking people means they like you back. I'm sure that's how it works. Also, don't give me things to hold on to. I lose them a lot.
Like your friends and family.
Or mind.
Or your mind. Excellent.
This is not called Mitch.
So
Stop it.
Hey, Craig said I could go dark, okay? So I am taking that and I am on my kite and flying in the dark storms of it. So for people who don't know, we have the creator joining us for this extravagant adventure. It is Craig. This is bottom right if you're looking at the screen. He's waving. So super excited. So Craig, why don't you go ahead and just kind of give us a short synopsis of the world that we are going to be inhabiting, and then we will add some terrific things to make it unique for our crew.
Sure. The world of Reverie, as it is described in the game book, is actually fairly ended. Think of it as a light and whimsical fantasy world, but every few centuries the void comes to attempt to destroy it, and heroes must rise up to fight it back. In the process, this is often a long, drawn-out affair. It may take a great deal of time, and there may be a great deal of suffering and problems all over Reverie. But thus far, throughout its existence, the world has succeeded in defeating the void and keeping itself alive. As I hit on with my character a little bit, there are no humans who are native to Reverie. It's all filled with fantastical creatures, and each of these players is playing a different one, and will have the opportunity to flesh out things about that particular type of folk that they are playing. The game doesn't go into huge detail on that. The idea being that we will create a world together, and then we will also save it. So you're not saving the world that the author created for you. You're saving your world. So as far as what else the world is all about, I imagine we'll figure some of that out over the course of this game.
Excellent. So as we start and we're hopping into this wonderful, beautiful, whimsical, amazing world, why don't we go around the table and add some detail about it that makes it unique, that mwah. And we'll go around the other way and start with Hermit. Give me something. Give me something beautiful.
I say that there are no roads in this world. No paths, no paved or cobbled things, nothing that can ever be permanent. every time you have a place that people congregate to, that people go to be there a lot in terms of markets, in terms of villages or settlements, the what is it, flora will immediately take it back. The environment will immediately take back any roads, any footprints created.
Ooh. Feeling Changeling the Lost there. I love it and dig it. Nymeria.
I think
Actually, Delia, sorry.
different voice. I think that in this world, the things that are the most valuable and precious are the ones that were lost without people realizing them. So things like a button that falls off of a shirt, or a childhood memory that you didn't realize suddenly became very fuzzy and foggy, but then they become valuable when someone else finds them again, and then you can trade them for things or give them as gifts.
Excellent. The lost are the valuable. Excellent. All right. Go ahead, flying.
In this world there are animals, also the woodland creatures, but here they speak. They speak with us, and we converse with them, and we make friends with them.
Excellent. Nerdburger. Or Silver Scale, right?
Yes. I'm gonna throw a little bit of a shadow on things. In the center of Reverie, there is a tower. It is a full mile tall. It is made of copper, clad in copper. And when the void approaches, when the void starts to show up in the world as it does every few hundred years, that copper begins to oxidize and tarnish, turn green. And the more influence the void has in the world, the greener it might be. And after the void is vanquished, it goes back to being its coppery color. And this is a color that you can see from a distance because this tower is so tall. So that there's always this little glint of copper reflecting the sun off in the distance. And then as things get darker, that glint kind of goes away and it reflects what's happening in the world.
Excellent. All right. Our little red cap.
So I think truth for this should be that seasons also start to go a little haywire as things get a bit more darker. So our seasons are a little more in flux. It could be spring at one moment, and then boom, suddenly it's a snowstorm, it's winter. The void throws everything out of whack, and it makes it a little more wild for us.
Excellent. I like it. And for chat, I will be accepting some truth from individuals. Of course, we'll have to agree on it, but feel free to throw some in. All right. So, where do you think people congregate? Nymeria, I'm throwing it at you.
Oh, all right. Snake Eyes doesn't work so well over the internet. Let's see. I think that probably people congregate at well, if there are no roads that will take you back and forth to places, maybe we congregate occasionally if the forest decides that it wants to open up and create some sort of clearing or something like that, and we have to find it. We congregate in some of the more wide open spaces where there's some room for us to kind of be around all of the plants and the animals and things like that without just trudging through there. I mean, honestly, I could really fit anywhere, though, so...
That's fair. And does the void have a particular face in this region? What does it look like when it comes? I'm throwing it at you, Redcap.
It's definitely a well, my first predilection is, of course, it's the squirrels, but I think it probably more manifests as a smoky manifestation, kind of like If you ever saw that that really bad recreation of the way our lives work, Fern Gully, that it's very Tim Curry, smoky vapor manifestations. I see it, but I think the squirrels are also in allegiance with the void.
Goddamn squirrels. We have two truths from chat. One is that milk does not exist. Thank
Not
you.
the milk.
The Primbo. I guess there is no milk. Another one is when you make camp in the wild, you are expected to share your warmth and food with your surroundings. Otherwise, the flora and fauna will make you pay the price by force. And I guess there's also no cheese because there's no milk. Once again, thank you. Do siembro. What happens when we open it up? So one of the last questions before we kind of hop into it is what type of campaign or one shot do we have? Is it high in humor and whimsy? Is it dark? Is it terrifying? Where are we at in this? And I'll let everyone answer, and we'll just kind of mush it all together like soup. So we'll start with Red Cap.
One more time for the question.
What type of game are we having today? Dark, grim, whimsy, fun, lighthearted?
Well, Ag is all about the adventure, so if there's any chance to knock boots, no pun intended, these are iron boots, not the fawny kind of boots, with any of the evils that the void brings, I'm good for a scrap.
What do you think, Silver Scale?
I'm fine with being a little rougher and dark. I'd really like to just leave all of you. I don't want to color your perception of what it should become. So if the other three lean that direction, I'm on board.
This'll Stitch.
Oh, let's do it. Let's like dark. Let's do it.
Delia!
Agreed, although I purposefully made a character that was heavy on the whimsy because I knew we were gonna jump off the deep end into darkness and shadows from the get-go. So here we go. Balance things out a little.
That was my thinking as well, actually. I knew it was going to be really, really horrible. And it's always super fun when a character who believes only in good things gets fucked up.
That's why I love the Chaos Course. This is amazing. All right, so our two other truths that we have is the sun never sets but turns into the moon when you sleep. It's an entity. Sometimes they'll talk to you as well. The other truth, there's a natural predator of the party. So something that is hunting you guys exclusively, that is not the void, that's just some person hunting you at irregular places and times.
I think the world should speak for itself.
we have one more truth. No more, guys. I'm just kidding. You can bring it out. The world itself is hollow beneath the surface. Once you get far enough down, no one has been brave enough to discover what's in the middle. So it's almost like a secret sandwich. Who knows what sort of meat is underneath the bread?
Well, now we know what's following us.
There's no cheese, but yeah.
Yeah. There's no milk, so his power is greatly diminished.
That's a subpar sandwich right there, says Wisconsin guy.
Oh man! All right, so how are we going to start this? How does everyone know each other? Where does the camera pan down to this wonderful, whimsical world filled with darkness and sandwich-like exterior?
How about one of those clearings is opening up that attracts various people in let's say the season is just turning to fall. And when you follow the trees, you have yellow and red, you have the classic fall colors and leaves coming down, but towards the clearing it is still summery. So when you follow the colors back into summer, you eventually arrive at one of those summer clearances where the world is still happy and warm.
Excellent. And you find yourselves at this beautiful clearing, majestic with its multicolored leaves ever falling, despite the fact that there might not even be trees above you. You see the sun smiling down at you, its two twinkling red eyes glaring at you with the furnace of 1,000 suns. But it is far away enough that you feel a nice, swift, cold breeze. A slight touch of your skin as if it was lingering on certain hairs on your shoulder and neck. Off in the distance, you see the tip of the copper tower, still reflecting the beautiful sun as it gazes down at you with its two eyes. As far as you can see, the world is bright and ripe. But there is a reason you are gathered. A reason for the season. So as each of you guys come into the clearing, why don't you go ahead and describe what you look like in your general mood?
So Serendipity is hopping out on her two goat-like legs and is chatting to a little blackbird that is perched on one of her horns. She's a fawn. She is very happy to make conversation. She never likes being alone, and luckily in the forest, she never is alone because there's always a bird or an earthworm or a squirrel that is happy to chat and to talk. And at the moment, they are chatting about food. And the blackbird tells her about all the different worms and the flavor and the squishy factor, how the mouthfeel is really, beak feel is really, really important when you go digging for worms. And Serendipity is, she's not making notes, and she will probably forget about that. She's not the smartest, but she's paying very close attention, nodding, and every time she nods along, the blackbird has to spread its wings a little bit, because horns. And she's just stumbling into the clearing and realizing that there is a clearing. Oh, Mr. Blackbird. That means people will be coming. Soon. There will be more. I think I see someone over there. Oh, is that a bird? I think, no, it has wings. I think, it's a pixie! It's a pixie! And she runs over to the pixie because she hasn't seen pixies in such a long time.
Excellent. And as you are walking without rhythm, you feel a slight rumbling beneath you. Something great and big is approaching. And as you move forward, out of the dirt comes this little worm, opening its mouth out in horrific screeching as it goes, as it's now in the path between you and this fairy. But let me remind you, it is the size of my finger.
I'm pretty sure I can take it on then.
Are you launching yourself at the worm?
Yes, I am. I'm just about to be like, no, I am about to start a very important dance that I do at the turning of each season, and you will not get in the way. And so I'm going to draw myself up to my full height, walk over on the wet grass, which probably comes up to my knees. And I'll just be like, now listen, you, get back inside of the dirt. You don't belong out here right now. You're gonna dry out, and then you'll be all shriveled and weak. Now, please, let us have our time here. Go now, shoo!
There's a roar coming from this little worm, as it plops back down into the earth. You have defeated one of the most majestic and terrifying creatures of the known land.
Thank you. You can come out at night when it's all over. Thank you. Is this your first time coming to a clearing? I've never seen you here before.
I've never been on this one. We had a clearing near the river a few moons ago, but this one is never seen this one. Have you been here a lot?
I try to come here every season turning. I do a little dance, and I make some flowers and some mushrooms grow around the area, and everybody that sleeps inside of it will have sweet dreams for the winter. I don't like the winter, so I like to make sure that I have sweet dreams when the night comes.
It seems very reasonable. I'm Serendipity. Hi.
Delia, pleased to make your acquaintance. And she'll, like, flut up a little bit so that we're at eye level. And just
And
hold
shake
on
the
to your entire finger. Oof. Yeah.
Are there other people coming? Who else is here?
I think that, I recognize, do you see that brownie over there? Her name is Thistle Stitch. We've worked together, I think, a couple times in the past. She takes care of houses and hearths, and usually I do too, but after everyone has gone to sleep. But we've seen each other from time to time. She just will do a little, like, whistle thing. Like, hello!
I think with that whistle, you just see like you see Thistle Stitch just kind of hey, hello. Oh, what happened here? I cleared out this clearing. I moved the leaves, and now what's in one of those worms?
Yes. There's probably more. There's never just one. But it has gone back into the earth.
Oh, they're just the biggest bother sometimes. They come up, they yell at you, they leave, but they leave all this dirt, and she'll just reach into her hat and pull out a broom and just start kind of like brushing away the dirt. And also like the additional like leaves that have just like, oh jeez, these little things. I spent so much time clearing this out. How rude of me. I am Thistle Stitch. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to make your acquaintance. I'm Serendipity. Hello.
Oh. Hello.
Oh, and this is Mr. Blackbird. And the blackbird
Ah.
goes, "Sup."
Hello.
One wing.
You haven't seen any squirrels, have you, here?
Nah,
Oh, good.
not in a while. Squirrels
It's a
suck,
good day.
says the blackbird.
Yeah. Right.
They're very noisy.
Yes. Yes. They're rude. But birds are nice. And she'll reach in her hat and take out some seed and just toss it in front of them. There we go.
Dude, that's super fine of you, thanks. And the blackbird starts popping to the ground, eats it. Serendipity doesn't say a word because she likes squirrels, but that seems to be the wrong audience to mention that too.
Excellent. And how about Silver Scale?
Alright, you see from off in the distance coming out of the woods, appearing to be some sort of armored knight. Not bearing a shield or a sword, but clad in full scale. And as they approach, you see that there's no one inside of the armor. It is a scale mail that has overlapping scales that are edged in silver on top of the steel color, with a visored helm that has the wings on the sides and the plume, as described earlier, that is now bent because it hit a tree branch on the way in, and they walk up and just come to a halt and start to look at all the three unfold, and kind of look very curiously at the pixie, who's very small, and then to the fawn, and you see that they take a good look at your hooves, and then look at their own feet, booted metal feet, and then Thistle Stitch. How tall is Thistle Stitch?
This is probably maybe like 2 feet.
Silver Scale looks to you and says, do you have an older brother or sister who is in need of protection? Or perhaps you grow very quickly and would you need some?
Do you? Oh, I'm not. Oh, I get that every so often. No, I'm not. I'm one of the folk here. I'm not a child. Is that who you mean?
So you are as tall as you will be.
Am I supposed to be taller?
Oh
No,
no,
you're perfect the way
not
you
suppose.
are.
But no, I think I've been this size for quite a while. I don't think I
have just been
could
seeking.
any
I have been seeking a new friend who I might aid, but all of you are too short or have hooves. Hooves are not lovely. But I have these
well,
big feet.
If it is the tallness that is the problem, perhaps it is not us who is too short, but you who is too tall. I could use some of my magics to make you a little shorter, a little closer to the ground. And I don't know about protecting, but I am always looking for dance partners to help with the making this flower circle around the clearing, so that we can all have sweet dreams this winter.
At the mention of the idea of making them smaller, Silver Scale, there's no facial expression, but there's this clear so, like they had never thought of this idea that I don't need to be as I am. That is interesting. I have been forged this way. I ought to be anything other than what I am. Perhaps someday. Perhaps that would be an adventure someday, I think.
All right. Well, till then,
Finally.
anyone who would like to join?
Haggis. How do you approach?
Haggis probably jumps out of the brush and is immediately just, yeah! That'll teach you to come in here, you ding dang darned worms, and don't you come back! You're disrupting the pixies. Hey, how's it going, guys?
Silver Scale immediately jumps into a defensive protective stance, like doing their best to kind of have some part of themselves between this fellow with the iron boots and his new friends.
Who's the tin can? What do we got going on here? You ladies are in trouble?
Haggis, oh my god. Is that...
Are you going to fight? Don't fight.
I can if you want me to.
No.
No? Are they cool?
They're cool.
I think so.
No fighting is allowed.
All right then.
If
Good.
you have-
I didn't want to have to mess you up, buddy. These are supposed to be peaceful gatherings. It's bad enough I have to chase off the words.
Silver Scale relaxes.
The worms are gone.
Yeah, they are. You're welcome.
That's better. Just be friends.
So we're gathering then, gang. That's good. What are we gathering for?
And with that,
I think
you see several bits of earth ripen and then turn to dust, black, murky mud. These little tiptoe of feet with claw-like appendages reaching out from the overgrown toes, slicing into the parts of the toes so that there's blood and a little bit of sepsis seeping out of it. These toes are connected to a leg, one with this white, silvery hair. And then just above it, a beautiful, torn-up white gown with an individual with this mask upon their face, moving forward. Hello. You are gathered, and that's great. Once again, this place is in need of a bunch of heroes. And well, since the previous meeting didn't go so well and the little humans were snatched up by the darkness, well, it's up to you. If that's something you're into.
They were Humans here? Ah,
Yes.
hey.
Apparently they
Yeah.
slipped in through a wardrobe. And usually we have a fawn or something right at the entrance, but this time that fawn was... we found that fawn lacerated and strung up by his legs. And so now the four
Oh.
children are taken, and I believe they are headed towards the Copper Tower.
Oh no. The tower.
That's what I said.
Fawn violence is not very acceptable. But the children, we should do something about that too, I suppose.
Yes, a ritual must be completed in order for this world even to continue to thrive. The seasons to go on as they do, and the sun and the moon to continue to turn.
And we sure
So,
quickly
Yeah, that's
go
all
and help.
important.
Do we know what has been taking the children away to the Copper Tower, or did they go of their own choosing? That is very important. If we
I
have to make sure
think
things happen
they-
in the proper way.
Oh, do you know the proper way then?
No one has ever accused me of being a hero before. I mostly just know how to dance and make people fall asleep. So,
Well, like in
But I
most of
could
these
try and learn it.
narratives, we are going to take the small, thrust so much obstacles, depression, and pain onto them until they become a little bit bigger, or at least enough bigger to fill the void or the hole so that nothing's seeping out anymore.
Well, a very interesting way of putting that you're gonna ask us to become heroes.
Would you like me to be a little bit different, a little bit more proper, a little bit more whimsy
No,
with pink
no.
sparkles and the like?
I mean, maybe just a bit of fairy dust.
well,
All
I
right.
think that if the pit were the right size, perhaps I could try to fill it up, but as you can see, I'm not very tall.
We're fresh out of worms too.
Sometimes
But I
you
would
have
try.
to dig. And about that sparkles, she reaches down and with a long fingernail gets some of the pus that's leaking from her toenail and just throws it out, and it sparkles like little white dust upon the wind. There you go. A little bit of whimsy for you, a little bit of niceties. It's almost like snow. If you put your tongue out, it'll melt right on it.
Yeah.
Immediately do that.
Yeah, why not?
I'm not gonna do that on camera, Mitch, but yeah.
Yeah, it tastes fine.
Excellent. Yes, doesn't really help you, but you asked for it.
I did, so thank you.
My pleasure. So, off you go. I don't really have anything
tell
else to
our
say to you.
children. Should we be
Yes,
worried about the fawn? Do we need to find them too, or?
No, the fawn has long since bled out, currently being eaten by several of our friends off in the corner there. There's another clearing, a slight buffet, as it were. You are free to
Oh,
join
okay.
afterwards.
I
Feel
could pop over for a minute, but maybe later.
That's fine. I'm sure
I'm
we'll
a
salt and refrigerate
vegetarian.
some of it. Well,
Just
fawn are mostly
just
not meats.
the drippings mostly is what I'm looking for.
Drippings you shall have, as long as the other red caps don't claim it. Now, your faces I am getting tired of, and I am bored of it. So, carry on, go on your magical quest, learn a little bit about each other and yourselves, and I'm taking this clearing, so shoo-shoo.
Wait, me too? Am I in this as... Oh.
Yes, you are in here. You are in this group. This is now a part of you. These may be
Oh,
the
no.
last people you ever see.
Oh, no.
I think if you notice, everyone else ran away as soon as she came up. I think we weren't maybe a little bit not fast enough.
I thought maybe I was invisible or something. I don't... Oh, no. No.
How very untrixie of us all.
I'm so busy with the lead.
Ah.
All right, let's go. Where do we go?
All right.
Just
To
head
the
to the
copper
little
tower.
glint in the sky. Yes. Kidnap the 4 children and bring them back somewhere around here. Preferably before the copper goes into that tinted green. No one really likes green here.
We're not sending them back home, are we? They should be back where they belong, right?
No, heavens, no. We'll talk about it more when you return, but I assure you, we need them here. It's just, we need them, not whatever this void, this darkness has just taken them and lacerated our dear departed fawn.
Okay.
Very well then.
Silver
We'll
Scale
bring
turns
them
on
back to you.
their heel and starts walking toward the tower.
Excellent.
Looks-
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyone
Haggis
following?
better get moving.
Delia will
You-
be flying right alongside, like at ear level, and just be like, perhaps one of those children will be in need of a protector, and then you will have your purpose filled once again.
Yeah, you got 4 to choose from. One of them's bound to be close enough.
Silver Scale looks to Delia and says, "Should things get dangerous, I think you cannot wear me, but you could hide within me. You need to." Because
Yes, and if
being close to them, you see like they're literally hollow inside. There's no body
Oh.
whatsoever. So you could fly around in there.
you're full of emptiness. Well, thank you. I will if it becomes dangerous. I may just take you up on it. Thank you.
Excellent. The first place you come across, because there are no roads here, and even the little bit of landscape you're able to move forward with isn't very welcoming. It seems like the ground itself is leaking this black goo, which seems to suck onto your shoes if you are walking. And then before you, as the clearing slightly clears, there is a mosh pit, a black and brown discoloration with several of these stones set upon it. An almost landmark trail that you could hop between in order to get to the other side.
So, all right, I guess I should go first and make sure it's safe. Don't want the brownie and her fabulous hat to fall into the muck. Don't you worry. I'll take good care of this.
You don't fall in either. Doesn't look. She pokes it with her, but doesn't look quite safe.
Yeah, I'd probably sink right to the bottom. And he clicks his iron boots. But don't worry, these old babies haven't failed me before. They're nice and stable.
Would you like some help? At least for the 2 metal people, I could maybe give you something to put a little extra spring in your step. Getting over this?
I would love that. Thank you. Yes.
So for both of them, I would like to use my flight or height and give both Haggis and Silverscale wings that will work for their size. They don't last for very long, but it should be enough so that they don't sink down into the bottom of the mire.
Excellent. All right. So for them, I'm going to give them advantage for this roll, which is coming up as you guys beat your little wings to fly across the, it's a boon in the system, fly across this muck. So our first roll goes to the individuals who are flying over. You're using D6s, 1 for each trait that you are using. In this case, I believe body will be the most appropriate. And the
no.
TN is 4.
That's my worst one. Let's hope that... Yes, a 6.
Excellent.
So,
And you're able to
How
fly
are we
across.
rolling this?
You're rolling d6s, so you are going to use body, and for those who got the magical wings, you get a boon, so you get an additional d6 for this. The TN is
Okay.
4, so you're looking for anything 4 and above to be a success.
Off to a great start. All right. Okay, so I have 2 successes.
Ooh. All right,
As do
so
I.
for... Excellent. And we'll handle the other 2 in a little bit. Delia, you gain 1 spirit, and describe how it is you fly over this enchanted bog.
Oh, well, I think as I cast the magic, I do all of that sort of just through like a little dance thing that happens, and I will make for the red cap some wings that look a little bit like bat wings, except they have the texture of a red cap mushroom. And then for our metal friend, I will make some sort of clockwork filigree wings that will be the size of the suit of armor. And then after that, I just kind of like a little mosquito, if you've ever chased those, drum just lightly across the tops of these stepping stones. I don't want to get in the muck. That would be bad.
And for Haggis and Silver Scare, you guys each get mark 1 shadow on your sheets. You are successful, but there's that slight whisper in your ear. You can't decipher it right now, but you know it comes from the darkness, the void. So go ahead and describe how you go across.
Since Haggis has a terrible fear of heights, like as soon as he realizes that the wings are the thing that helps, he's just like, what? And he just starts hopping, trying to reach at the wings, and his inadvertent hopping to try and get at the wings is how he's managed to hop across. And before he realizes that he's across the stepping stones, he's just like, well, I guess that worked out just fine. They are good for hopping as well as flying, I guess.
And Silver Scale.
And Silver Scale takes to the air valiantly, and flies as poorly as you have ever seen anyone fly ever before. Spinning around.
But it looks so heroic.
It looks like they're really trying. But spinning around, getting redirected the wrong direction, they end up traveling 4 times as far as they really needed to in order to get across there, because they keep backtracking and sidestepping and going up too high and coming down too low. But eventually they get there.
Excellent. All right. Our last 2, and to clarify, Delia, did you just give wings to the 2 individuals, or are you able to give the others wings as well?
I would have been able to give the others wings, but them being a little more forest-like, I think I let them choose the form that the wings take. The suggestion is already there.
Excellent.
I don't think I'll need your wings. I can jump really high. I can jump from stone to stone. But I also have never been flying before, so that would be fun.
I could set them for later if you like.
Okay, I'll jump then.
Yes, that might be good. I'm used to jumping across counters to counters. So this is about the same thing. It's just slight more danger, but I think I can do it.
All right, go ahead and roll that body.
Two successes.
3 successes.
Ooh. All right. So for serendipity, you get 1 of the shadow, as it were, as something whispers in your ear. And Sissel Stitch, you had how many? 3 successes?
3. Mm-hmm.
Holy heck! All right, yeah, you're still getting that mark the shadow, but you obviously get to describe it as some amazing stuff.
Yeah, she doesn't seem nearly like brownies don't seem when you look at them that spry, but they spend a lot of their times in human houses, jumping from ledge to ledge, getting to places where they have to, and it requires climbing, jumping. So tucked into her cape, she just like kind of just delicately, gracefully just kind of jumps from place to place, not even needing her hands out to balance.
How about serendipity? So you make it across the others. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have the bounding legs talent, so I can jump 30 foot vertically or horizontally without a running start. I'm hoping to just really frog-like go hopscotching from one stone to the other.
It's majestic. But on the other side, Delia, you notice that there are 4 little butterflies flittering on the ground, each one of them almost crying out in pain. It looks like parts of their wings have been torn off.
I'm just going to walk over to them and then kneel down on the ground and be like, excuse me? What's wrong? Can I help you out? Are you all right?
One of the butterflies looks up at you and goes, "Ah! It fucking hurts!"
What happened to you?
We were just flying with my family, my wife and 2 kids, and our wings, they were ripped off by some magical pixie-like force, and a little whimsical voice laughs maniacally in the background. Oh my god, it hurts! We're probably gonna die. Oh god. Just end it, fast person.
I think maybe I want to help see if I can help patch them up a little bit, like butterfly first aid, but also butterflies are very delicate. When you touch them, it kind of sloughs the scales off of their wings more the more you touch them. So I maybe who I have here. Can I try and talk them through the pain?
You can indeed.
Okay, because
If you tell me what I need to do, I can help them without touching them.
oh, well, they're hurt. We should try to make them feel a little bit better. I'll help you help them without touching them, okay? I would like to use my boundless heart to gain advantage on a check to help someone through adversity. And this is pretty adverse.
It is pretty adverse.
And I'm using. They have a talent called Made of Magic, which gives them access to 3 different realms of magic, so I can perform a variety of simple magics. One of the realms that I took was telekinesis, so I can affect things without actually touching them. So I was going with minor magic. It's a heart check to power magic, and to in this case use telekinesis to do something simple that will soothe them, make them feel better, potentially reduce the pain and make it such that they can continue on their way, but without it being done with telekinesis, so without touching them, and not I'm not going to scrape any scales off with my gauntlets.
No, we don't want that.
So why don't you guys both roll? We'll do a group one so that if any of you guys fail, the other has the potential to kind of pick up the slack.
And just to be clear, advantage is add an extra d6?
Correct.
Okay. So I roll 4.
And the TN for this is 5. So you want 5
2
or
successes.
above. Ooh, excellent. All right.
I got
So,
one.
Silver Scale got you get both of your spirits, so +1 on your spirit. Well, Delia, that little voice inside your head as you mark one shadow continues to kind of whisper in your ear. Dear Delia, this is what your magic has wrought. What do you think will happen when you put it all back together? As you patch up these little itty bitty wings. The family of butterflies fly up, and you can almost see a sadistic smile on the mother's face. We thank you for your troubles, each and every one of you. And they flap as they move on up.
He did good, right? Right?
They were particularly snobbish, even for butterflies.
That one. The look that one gave was not. Didn't make me feel great.
No.
I
You
mean,
feel good when you
Good
play
on
good,
you.
right?
good on you for helping them. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they didn't seem very grateful for it, considering, but you did good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna end their suffering, so I'm glad you tried. Sometimes mercy is nicer, but you did good.
I've learned that sometimes thank yous are few and far between, even with those you help and those who need a great deal of help.
Yeah, for sure. Good use of the magic there too. Wow, I didn't know how you was gonna get it in there with the big hands, but you surprisingly delicate.
Yes.
When I
It's a
need
good quality for a protector.
if Silver Scale could blush, they would.
Yes. And as you guys are speaking, 5 purple hairy balls roll forward towards you. They are small, about this size. And as they approach, as each one unfurls, you see that it is a squirrel. As they get up on top of each other and don a coat. A yellow coat of majesty.
Oh no. This
Are we-
little fish just immediately turns invisible.
You all just you stay behind me. Don't let the squirrels get close. Don't look them in the eyes.
Serendipity
I
applauds.
got
That was
this.
a really neat trick. Well done.
Don't
The top
encourage 'em.
squirrel, as it looks like 2 little human hands fill the sleeve and is now kind of doing like what mannequins would do to make you think that they're real. The top squirrel in
Very
this
natural.
majestic voice says, "Why, thank you. It is I,
trust it.
Squirrelette. And this is the coat of arms. Our coat of arms, as you can see."
Yeah, it's a coat and it has arms. I like it. That's funny.
I don't get it.
It's play on
It's
words, or
supposed to
play
be
of
a pun.
hands. Well, if it isn't a red cap, long has your people been the blight upon our race, our people. But
We're never
I
gonna
come here.
forget the nut heist of '84.
Darn right you're not. And as long as there's a squirrel, you can rest assured your nuts are not safe.
You want to get nuts, squirrel? Let's get nuts.
Probably be
sense
better
they're
if you
making
said
jokes.
nutty. Regardless,
Pretty
this is
serious.
peace talks. This is peace talks. Gosh. I see you are coming for the tower. The beautiful void. Only known as Lionel here in this beautiful place. It has your best interest at heart. You are going towards the wrong place. You should turn around and buy whatever herald has brought you on this path. Rip it asunder. You are not the heroes in this story. You are misled, is what I'm trying to say, to summarize it.
You're serving the void now, is that it? I knew you squirrels was
Ah, the
treacherous.
void is a
Right.
misnomer. Truly, its name is Lionel, a majestic lion that has brought the children to the palace to bring them the heraldry of their ancestors, and they will rule over these lands in peace and harmony.
What about you, Silver Scale? You think that checks out? That the children should be going to darkness?
Oh, it's Lionel. We don't say darkness here. It's fine. It's not really dark. Is the night evil? No. It's dark and beautiful.
I would prefer to ask.
You think? After you.
I would prefer to ask the children, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, the children! But if you go seek the children, will you have enough time to vanquish that which wears the mask? The evil which plagues the land? Might not.
You know anything
And
about?
then... Go ahead, one.
You know anything that
My
happened
rival.
to a fawn? He said it
Yes,
was
I've heard of the
estimated.
poor fawn. Yes. The fawn works for the evil face. The darkness, the light, the majestic gold set upon the brow.
I thought we
And
wasn't
so-
using the D word.
No, that's... You're interrupting the narrative. Obviously, I'm going to say Doc every now and then, but I assure you that it's not okay to use it in the term that it is evil, but in the general sense, I think it's fine.
I would like to try
We
to
should
figure
talk
out
this
from
out.
this whether this is a gigantic lie or not. I'm starting to pick apart their wording. Check
Defeated
perhaps
by
to-
the power of lawyering.
All right, go ahead. What
Getting
what check do you think would be best used in this endeavor?
Given that they're speaking so much and there's so much information that I could try to work from, it feels like mind.
Mine sounds perfect.
Not my best trait, but I'm going to spend a spirit.
Excellent.
To
Whenever
to
you
give
spend
myself an
spirit, you
extra
get to
die.
add. There you go.
So as he's jabbering, I've got a 5 and a 6. Three.
5 and
So,
a
I
6.
don't-
Ooh,
I don't know what the target number was, but there's a 5 and a 6.
4. Yeah, that's perfect. So you get that one little shadow. It feels like a long stretched out truth, a sour worm that's been stretched into a gummy that is not entirely a sour gummy anymore. There's a little bit of truth attached to it, sprinkled on maybe like some sort of sour patches onto this literal sour worm truth. But there is much lie within it. There is definitely something nefarious going on with the children, and they definitely fucked up that fawn.
Silver Scale summarizes for Haggis. He's lying.
That's all I need to hear.
Now hold
And
on.
Haggis. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's what he says. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm more interested
Haggis
in
just-
you.
Haggis just goes, ah, and then charges it, and he's gonna just deliver an iron boot of justice to the pack of squirrels.
All right, go ahead and swing thy boot
Yeah.
with a body check.
So
I've
I've got an ability called Red Rage, so I have advantage on body checks to fight. I also want to mark a shadow as this Red Rage triggers. I'm going to use Self-Immolate, so he's going to set himself on fire before charging the squirrels, and then he's going to attack them. So successful trait checks to attack always get a boon. So marking a shadow, setting myself on fire, then attacking them.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and roll it.
Nothing that went over a 3.
Oh no! All right, describe what happens, dear fellow, as you mark one spirit. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
one skill for your failure.
I think they probably just see him coming and sidestep it. He just goes off right past him and just collapses into the dirt like a full-on like Charlie Brown kick.
So this little fluttering fireball, not as subtle as he was hoping for, flounders on the ground as the 5 squirrels in a coat of arms kind of steps off to the side and looks down. What happens now?
I get up and I kick your butt. That's what.
No, please. We have family and children. Surely you wouldn't incinerate us. You violent person, you.
Hey, come closer.
I'm not doing that.
You can trust me. It's fine.
And the squirrel looks over at Delia, who looks the most adorable of the group, and thus more honest.
Hello. If you just
I just want to tell the squirrel something.
okay.
You
Okay.
hear like nervous muttering, just like kind of just going from direction to direction. Just, oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
All right, fine. I'll go, but not without my weapon. And they pull out what looks like a Glock, kind of black with a nice leather handle on it, and you see like a little like
We're playing
ammo
that kind
thing
of
being
game.
lifted out from the thing, and it just kind of, and they starts walking towards you with this gun aimed at the the little red cap.
Oh.
Yeah, come closer. Come closer.
Yeah. I'm coming, sir, and this is as far as I'll come. And he kind of gets in your face, but you see like one of the hands holding the gun up against your head. What do you have to say?
Your mother ate my cashews, and I headbutt him.
All right, so it's disadvantaged because this person definitely knows you're trying to
Yep.
do something.
How does the disadvantage work on this one?
They
just
cancel out
-1?
advantages. Yeah.
Oh,
They,
okay,
yeah,
so
it's
I
minus
lose
1
one.
dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
So I
if your
just lose
advantage is still
mine,
there, it's
okay.
canceled. Mm-hmm.
And what am I trying to get over?
For this one, 4 and up.
Oh, okay. I have a 4. I have 1 4.
Oh, excellent. So you get a success. You mark 1 on your spirit, and tell me what happens.
like makes that line, grabs the squirrel, headbutts it really hard enough to make it reel back and not fire the gun, and then he just pounces on the squirrel. He just starts pummeling it.
Excellent. Bleeding on the ground, the squirrel lets go of the pistol. The other squirrels kind of flop out of this coat of arms, running away in terror. He looks up at you. Please, dear sir. My kids.
Your kids, huh? Well,
Yes.
you just... I would have something wittier to say. But you know what they say about squirrels? Well, just like walnuts, you gotta crack them open to really get to the good part. And he's gonna drop a boot on his head.
All right. So with that, you gain shadow.
I'll take it.
I'm not watching.
Yeah, his little arms go up as his face explodes and parts of his skull splatter, of course, on the fairy.
Oh.
There goes our D rating.
Feel free to step in any time, Silver Scale. One less.
Are the other
squirrel.
squirrels doing anything? Are they running away? Or
They're running away. You can hunt them down,
Right.
of course, but they are running.
As soon as you destroy this scroll, you just all of a sudden this just appears, hat over her mouth, just screaming, like just that is just appears out of like right next to you.
Don't worry, Thistle. The squirrels are gone. Yeah, took care of that for you. No more squirrels.
Yeah. Oh. Good. They're gone.
Yeah. Hey, I got something for you too. He reaches down, holds up the gun. He's like, "Look, it's for you." You.
Oh, she'll. Oh, I think
I don't know what it is, but
she'll take a like a cloth out of her hat and just like wipe it off, and she'll go up to your face. I think you have something. Got so much of a mess.
Yeah, I can't.
Right.
Can't use it for the cap. It's no good.
Also, she'll go up to everyone else that has like little bits and just like, you got something. Just it's okay. Just that should be good. That's
Just like Pixie Carrie right now.
all right.
I think
Well, I
we
suppose I
spent
can-
enough time here.
I think I should hold up the gun. It's like, I think I have the right idea. Just hold it and yeah, okay. All right.
He seemed to think it was a weapon of some kind, so maybe you can figure out how its magic works.
You just let the shot off and say, "Oh,
So I like it.
That was loud.
Yeah,
Ooh, roll
Oh,
your roll oh god, what do I want? Roll your heart as you feel a slight tingling of a whisper in your head. The TN is 4.
Oh. Okay, this is a loud noise, so this is like the worst. A one success.
All right. You feel kind of a little tempting, a little bit like, I wonder what would happen if you shoot the sun, but you are able to resist it. And you see the gun fire up, aiming towards one of the clouds, and it hits the cloud, and like the cloud starts squealing in the air and falls down to the ground in some distant place.
Oh. She'll, as soon as she recovers from that, she'll take the gun and just stuff it in her hand. Like,
It's okay, that cloud has been following us around all the time. It was a little bit creepy. Nobody liked that cloud, is what I'm
she'll look
saying.
in your direction like, what? Ringing.
Nobody liked
Oh.
that cloud.
Oh, good. That's. I still feel slightly bad. But if you say so.
That gun may come from the winter, because winter kills things. I don't want to touch it.
I guess I can keep her for safekeeping.
I mean, there's other
Anybody
people.
wants it?
It's not just winter that kills things. Redcap has just killed something.
It's true. I'm not a big fan of the cold myself, so not a win.
We can try and kill winter.
We could try and kill Wind.
Wait, no, we have a job,
Oh.
don't we? We can kill winter.
Right, children.
The
Kill
children.
them?
Ugh.
Are we killing them?
I don't. No, I don't.
No, I don't. Silver Cell says that's a bad
No,
idea.
no,
I think
bringing
we're
them
going
back
to
to
children. Anybody who's siding with squirrels in the void is bad news, but we got to make sure the children don't do that. That's I think that's what we're doing.
Yeah, they were mean.
Squirrels are always mean. You never trust a
Yes.
squirrel.
Mm-mm. That's why I hid.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll take. Yeah. Key to
Go get the
bravery
children.
is being able to push through the fear. It's fine. Children. No, wait.
Are we actually getting any closer to this copper tower as we're traveling toward it?
It
Or
feels
is
that
it
way,
the same
yes.
dis- Yeah?
Yeah. You see it sparkle a little bit more, and as you get a little bit closer, it takes about a couple of hours, but it seems like the road or the woods takes you right where you need to be when it's cinematically convenient. And as you breach the forest to the grass-filled circling of this tower, you notice that there are 4 thrones, each one a different color that's kind of reminiscent of primary colors. Before you, you see 4 human-like children set upon them, gazing at you. One looks heroic, one looks kind of dark and pale, and somewhat of a nerd. The other 2 are just majestic and happy to be here. And to their left is a majestic lion gazing down with this light peering out from his eyes. There are also squirrels in the trees gazing down at this whole union of sorts, waving little flags and shooting their magnums in the sky. You see that the tower is slightly turned green on the bottom half, like little trails of hands reaching up towards that glinting copper top. And this majestic lion looks down at you all and says, "Why are you guys here, man?"
Could you repeat that? You're
I'm just
mumbling.
I'm trying to do something great here, and you guys just comment on this whole thing, and you guys aren't supposed to be here.
What did he say?
I'm having trouble understanding him over the lisp. Could you
This is
speak
not.
more slowly?
Why are you
Slowly.
here? Why are you here?
I don't think
Oh,
I don't think they want us here.
we just take the
Ow.
children and we go.
Yes, we need
You can't have the children.
But we want
No,
them.
you can't have the children. They're supposed to lead
We
the
was-
land. Make something
was
beautiful
sent to-
here.
I think I know something about how human stuff works. You are not their parent. You do not look like you are not their parent. I
Oh,
think.
wait, hold on. I read this before, too.
Is that how
Do
that
the
works?
children consent to being here?
Children, do you consent to being here? And he like looks over at them, and they're like eating candy, and they look pretty happy. Eating Snickers, Twix.
Wait, the lion has candy? I'm switching sides. There's candy?
Mitch, are we
Serendipity
sponsored by
runs
any
up to the
candies, or do
candy.
we have to change them for posterity?
Say what? Oh.
Are we sponsored by
Maybe
any of
one
these
day.
candies, or do we have to change them for posterity? Can't
No,
get that brand
we
on
are
them.
not sponsored by Snickers, but they're Snickers.
The sneaker brand candies and the
Mm-hmm.
twocks.
The cheap Aldi knockoffs.
The blueberries.
Serendipity genuinely runs up to where the mountain of sweets are, candy, and will immediately dig in.
So, second scale. What are we supposed to do? What do you know about children? I guess what happens now? What do we do?
Silver Scale
I've never seen a child before.
shrugs. And actually, listen to this. Silver Scale has a talent called Silent Voice. I can communicate with anyone who has a language telepathically. So I say to all of you telepathically, silently, the children don't appear to be in any danger. Although I'm not thrilled about the squirrels with those magic sticks.
Why
Are they firing them? Or they're just
Yeah,
holding
they're all.
them?
They're like, it's like a 4th of July in the South, right? They're just like.
Also, they are firing them.
Celebration.
Gee,
Yep.
we were lucky we had a conversation.
Oh, yeah, I think this little stitch is very stressed out because now it's just like it is loud noises everywhere. This
Loud noises and squirrels. He's just no.
This is-
not
this is-
okay.
So Silver Scale says to Delia, "You're friendly and seem harmless. Perhaps you should talk to the children. See what they're doing here. What do they want to be here? Are they enchanted? Are they here because they want to be? I'm afraid that I frightened them."
And I'm afraid that they will frighten me.
Speaking of frightening
But I-
things, Serendipity, why don't you go ahead and give me a resist check as you start eating the candy? So Heart with a TN of 4.
Oh, come on. No, not a single one.
All right, you mark down shadow. It's every bite. You feel like there's an appropriate amount of chocolate that fits in your mouth, but you always put +1 in there. As it all just kind of just, but it's good and sometimes filled with caramel.
Ooh, yes. I will try to attempt to talk to the children with mouth full. I don't know how much communication is actually possible with that. But, so how are you guys doing? What brings you here? Do you like the lion? Do you want new friends? We're here to be your friends. Oh my god, this is so good. Ooh, caramel.
That's one of the heroic-looking one with majestic blue eyes. Obviously, the leader, or at least in terms of the narrative, looks down at you between several Twix, which are in his mouth, and kind of through the gaping hole in between this bustle of Twix, you can see a tongue sticking out, and he says, "Yes, I quite enjoy these very much." I can't get enough of it, really. It's tasty, it's mouth-watering, it's delicious. I can eat candy all day, and I think I will.
Me too. This is good. I think we were supposed to
Candy?
take you to some place.
No.
I forget things because. Ooh, try the Turkish delight. That's good.
No, not the Turkish delight. We hate those.
I like it though. Ooh, that means more for me. I'm eating more of the Turkish delight.
He stuffs more Twix in his gullet. All right, Delia, you are approaching.
I would like to speak to the youngest one.
The youngest one is this little girl with pigtails, a vibrant smile, and in between her teeth is like these slivers of chocolate, almost like a thing you clean your teeth with. Floss.
That's the one.
She
Now,
looks up at you. Hello.
hello. What is your name?
My name, girl number 2.
Do not lie to me, human. I mean your real name.
I've forgotten. So they call us me, girl number 2. And that's girl number 1 and boy 1 and boy 2. Where we are going, we don't need names.
And where is it that you are going? Not to that
To the
tower.
Yes, to the
No.
tower right behind us.
Not to that terrible, awful place. We wish for
What
you
has
to
candy
come.
cannot be terrible. Goodness and sweet. They are together. They are one.
He has a point. It's really tasty.
Delia is extremely suspicious of this food because it's making Serendipity act even more serendipitous than usual. No thanks.
And
I'm not hungry.
but are you sure? And I want to use Silver Tongue to persuade her to take the candy.
Ooh. PvP. PvP.
Do I have to
don't
roll
even-
against that, or do you?
I think that's
Craig,
me rolling.
how do we handle
Charm
PvP
checks.
in your game?
Oh no.
Typically, yeah. If an NPC or even a player's character uses an ability that doesn't have a trait built into it, we never take agency away from the character that's being targeted. So the player,
I'm okay with it.
you would roll a check to resist, basically, rather than them making
Okay.
an attack on you.
The thing is, for me, it's gain advantage on charm checks to persuade someone. That's the talent, but I'm not sure how it works with other players if you want the resistance, rather.
You probably put a disadvantage for her to resist it.
Okay.
Sounds like
That would be reasonable.
So would I roll mind
You would
or
roll-
charm?
you would roll heart. Heart is resisting
Heart.
of pretty much everything. So you would roll
Okay.
that with a -1 because of the beauty and charming ways of serendipitous. Also the chocolate.
I got 2 6s.
Oh,
The curse is lifted.
Anna, why?
So-
Anna, no.
You get a shadow, and you can almost see little mouths opening up from the little Snickers bars as they're looking at you like, eat us! But you're like, what?
You should not trust the children. And if they won't come with us, we should take them back into the woods. We need them, even if we don't want them.
I would like to use my magic.
Mhm.
One of my realms is trickery, and I would like to make the candy taste bitter and see if that
Excellent.
snaps them out of it.
Go ahead and roll.
This is going to be heart-based again. I feel like it's really important that we get an honest answer from the children, so I'm going to spend a spirit to get an extra
Excellent.
die on that. Target number? Do I have a target number?
Oh, sorry. For this, because 5. We'll say 5.
2 6s.
Ooh. All right. So you take that shadow and yeah, they're looking around. And like you see like you know when chocolate kind of meshes together in your mouth when you're not that I know from personal experience have put way too much chocolate in your mouth, and so it's like this ball of chocolate and saliva. It just slowly kind of slips out of each of their mouth and onto the ground like a. You can imagine, as they're looking around like. And the lion, also known as Lionel, kind of moves forward a little bit. How dare you! The children, if you're gonna confuse them, okay? Don't do that.
What happened to your voice?
What do you mean? This is my voice, silly. I'm the happy-go-lucky lion now.
I look to is Delia still with the youngest?
Yeah,
I'm
she's
assuming.
hovering right around ear height.
I say to her telepathically. I say, let's get the children now. Take her hand. Let's go. They don't want the candy anymore.
And at this point, Delia darts so quickly, like a mosquito, bites down on the youngest girl's earlobe, and I would like to use my flight or height to make this kid be the same size as me. I'm just gonna be like flying, bugging out away from this tower back towards the woods, dragging this small kid by the ear with me.
All right, go ahead and roll. The TN is 4.
Okay. It's
Is
just
that
to
a body
spend
check?
1 spirit. I don't think I have to roll for it. It's just a talent.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, little tiny
So it's
thing. So you're just like you're just carrying her with by the ear in your teeth.
Which are very sharp and pointy.
Yeah. So there is a screaming child flying through the air, attached to the teeth of this fairy. Little blood dripping down onto the ground as the other kids are looking like, what the? What's everyone else doing?
Time to go, children.
What happens if there are 2 of your fears in one space and they're constantly happening?
Oh man. Why don't you go ahead and do a heart check? Since it's 2 of them, I'm gonna say TN 6.
Nope. Nope.
All
Loud
right.
noises.
Why don't
Squirrels are making loud noises.
You get a shadow, and you also get. Give you the afraid condition.
Mm-hmm.
So the question I see in chat is, when we hit 10 darkness, what happens next? Has anyone hit 10 darkness yet?
I'm at
Shadow.
8.
Shadow.
Shadow.
I'm
I'm
asking
at-
for a friend. Shadow.
Very
Sorry.
close.
I'm asking for reasons.
I'm at 9. When you hit 10 shadow, you erase all of your shadow and you choose a corruption from your playbook. All the corruptions are unique. They're sort of geared toward your particular type of folk.
So fun times.
Did someone
like
just
we're
gain a
about to-
corruption?
I think they're really close, and this might become something very soon. All right, so we have a terrified Thistle, and what are the rest of you guys up to?
I think Haggis is gonna start trying to get rid of the squirrels because it's his fear as well. So he's gonna push through with some bravery, and I'm gonna activate his magic, Fire and Fists. So I can create fire in my hands, and then I can throw them with a body check. So he's just gonna start chucking fireballs at these squirrels in the trees, to try and get rid of them. But he's like,
Excellent.
"It's time to go, children."
Oh,
You
I see.
also go ahead.
I think this is kind of like this thing that she has will get rid of things. She'll take out the gun and start shooting at the squirrel too.
bonding moment for Haggis and Thistle, just killing squirrels.
It's actually terrible because like it's like bam and then shrieking like the thing scares her every time she shoots it.
She feels so powerful doing it.
So for each of you, why don't you go ahead and you have one disadvantage because the squirrels are shooting back with reckless abandon. So you see bullet holes fly everywhere. Things are getting a little bit crazy. So why don't you two roll as you combat these squirrels?
I have a 4 and a 6.
5 and a 5.
Yeah, the TN is 4. So all right, so 2 successes for Thistle. So 1 lays shadow. And then 1 success for our boy Haggis for 1 spirit. Why don't you guys describe how this goes down? And for Thistle, you do extra damage because you got that extra boon for it.
Maybe they're just like back to back spinning in a circle. You're just seeing the squirrels dropping out of the trees around them. he's just lobbing fireballs. She's just, as they're spinning around, both screaming.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, the terrified scream just like turns to like a smile at a certain point. Now that the squirrels are like, she's like getting rid of these squirrels. I don't know if this one has a taste for blood now.
Yeah, squirrels are dropping from the trees left and right, the grass kind of filling up with squirrel blood. Yeah, so Silver Scale and Serendipity, what are you two up to in this carnage of screaming children and Fae kidnapping place?
I'm not a combative person at all, so I'm trying to find one of the kids and remembering what we're supposed to do here now that the candy tastes like not good. Trying to happily grab the other daughter or the other sister, the older one, by the hand. Go, we should probably go. Come this way.
Okay, can I ride you?
Try and skip along.
Yeah, she
Sure.
tries to get onto your back and holds your horns.
I have no problem with that. Generally, as long as nobody as long as I'm not alone anywhere, I'm okay with this. All right, let's go.
You're following the other sister.
I do a little and no.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to roll for that. It's totally cool. Silver scale. Why don't you go ahead? What are you up to?
So the two boys are left.
Mm-hmm.
Is the older boy about my size?
Yes,
Or is
he's the
either one of
bigger
them?
of. Yeah, the other one's a little lanky and small, but the older one is kind of the beefy man.
All right. However you want to handle this. Silver scale is magical, and technically, it should take time to put armor on and all that sort of thing. But they are built for protection like this, so I would like to consume the older boy and basically, make them wear me, and I will just walk them out of here with them inside of my armored form, and leave the younger boy by the hand. Kind of pretending to be his older brother.
Excellent. I think how close are you to filling up on Shadow? You only have
I'm
one
one away.
Okay,
I'm at
for
9 right
this, yeah, there's almost like this itching in the back of your head as a voice is like, squish it. So why don't you roll heart TN5 to not squish it.
To not hurt the kid. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend I'm a good protector. I can't let myself do that. I'm gonna spend spirit and get another die.
Excellent.
You can also use an extra one if you want from the donation we had earlier.
Yeah, you do have a 20 floating above your head.
What does everybody like? Do we want to do that so that I don't murder one of the children?
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Please.
It might be a little hard to get the other kids to go along with us if I murder their older brother.
No, I don't think that's the idea here. I think the idea is get them away from the tower and the lion, not eat them.
So here we go.
Knowing Mitch to then have them murdered somewhere else.
There's a 6 and a 5.
Woo! All right, you get a shadow. Very good.
And I erase all my shadow, and I take a corruption. So
excellent. Let us know
when
you pick one out.
His going to happen here. His armored form just kind of comes apart in pieces of armor. And they slap themselves onto the older brother, and in the process, the silver edging on the scales starts to tarnish, reflecting a corruption. And I am going to. Do you want me to tell you what one I'm taking? Not that you would be able to tell here, but in case I don't get a chance to use it, it'll be good to know what it is. Sunder dust, which allows me to just up and destroy objects, like it just dust it. Not creatures, just objects.
Excellent. All right,
but
so
as all corruptions do, they also cost shadow just to activate them. So corruptions are a spiral. So I have tarnished silver scales on my armor now, and I try to just walk him out and take the hand of the younger brother. Hopefully we'll just go with his sibling.
yes, you guys move along, you three, with the children in tow, flying death squirrels falling from the sky, and the lion moves forward, and you notice as it kind of gets a little bit closer to the two combatants that there is a squirrel right on top of it. Its hands kind of have these little strings which are attached to this open part of its scalp. Its little brain, you can see kind of with these strings attached to it as this little squirrel starts pulling things around, and the lion says, "Don't you dare do that!" as this thing charges forward to the two combatants, ready to rip off their head. So, with that in mind, you know what, Thistle? You have a lovely hat. Why don't you make a body test at a TN of 5 to try to dodge this horrific creature? What'd you get?
Oh, just one success. Sorry.
Oh, just one. Okay, sorry. I think I turned away.
I'm like, oh no, it's like it's just bad. Like, oh no.
No, you're.
How bad is this? How bad is the line hit gonna be?
All right, you get a spirit and describe how you kind of move out of the way of this lion squirrel thing.
She's used to dodging cats, so she's the house cats. You know, if you're 2 feet tall, house cats are kind of a decently big deal. So she's used to kind of like how they'll like lunge at you. So she just like at the last thing just launches sideways and just like skids on the grass like a few inches out of the way. She probably loses her hat. Her hat's probably like where she was. It's like, oh no, the hat.
Partly in the mouth of the lion.
No.
Haggis, what are you up to?
I'm going to use that opportunity with Thistle jumping out of the way. Haggis is going to probably like leap onto the lion. He sees that there's a squirrel controlling it, so it has to be smushed.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and roll. What you got?
Another body.
Yep, TN 5.
Oop. Let's get rid of the old numbers first. All right, that's one. One success. It's a 6.
All right. You get that spirit. Are you just punting the squirrel?
Yeah, the idea was just getting up onto the lion and then probably just up its back to the squirrel and then just giving it a good kick off.
Excellent. And off flies this squirrel, kind of like this little fireball, this little star racing across the sky. The lion just kind of slumps onto the ground, its eyes rolling to the back of its head. And then it is silent. The squirrels, you've taken the vigor from their fight, or they're reloading. Either way, it's a good time to follow your friends.
Haggis is just going to do one last thing. He says, I am Haggis, slayer of the Lionel. Come on, Thistle, let's go. He's just going to grab her by the arm and run.
Look at this lion. Is it possible for Thistle to pilot the lion?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll mine, TN4.
I am going to use my advantage because I really want to pilot the lion mech.
Let's
And
do
you
it.
do have the 20 next to you that you can use.
Yeah, I'm using that. That is, what's the number? It was
4 higher.
okay. I had 2 5s.
Ooh, excellent. All right, you get a shadow.
Yeah.
So I think that pops you up to the lovely, wonderful number. So go ahead and wipe it and let us know what corruption you pick. As you are writing, it's kind of like these little slivers attached to the brain. You can pull and figure out how to get it to gallop. And even talk if
So
you
it's
want.
like is it like a twisted Ratatouille?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like the movie Ratatouille. Just like it, the same. Nothing's different.
Malicious misdirection.
Exactly the same.
Mark one shadow, blame someone else for your wrongdoing, and get away with it perfectly.
Yes. Oh, that is brilliant. I like it. So yeah, you guys have finally caught up with one another. You notice that Thistle has a new animal mount. The little girl is still screaming as being dragged around by its ear.
I think at this point, I'm just going to gently land down on the ground, and this little girl is, relative to my height, still shorter than me. And now just be like, hush! You stop that racket now. We're going to get you out of here. But this place is not for you. This is ours. It's time for you to go home.
She looks pretty pissed as she balls her little hands into fists. So go ahead and make a charm test, TN 5, and we're going to put you at disadvantage because she is a little bit taller than you.
Well,
and probably stronger.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Nope. Everything was awful.
All right, you mark one skill as you guys watch this little girl starting to beat the ever-living shit out of Delia.
Oh
So
my goodness.
to go ahead and put a wound on you. Yeah, and she just like, like, oh my god. She like the first thing she does is a knee right up into the face, then like tackles, and it's like a haymaker, and then like once Delia's on the ground, she is just kicking down, trying to break the neck of this fey-like creature. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna pick her up by her collar of her shirt or whatever she's wearing, just because she's she's a foot tall at most.
You like lift her up.
Turn her around, look her right at me, keep her more than her arm's length away from me.
Yeah, she kind of like looks over at Delia. Yeah, you best ever do that again. Don't come up into my house or I'll wreck you.
Where do we find these kids?
On the one hand, I don't really like children in my space very much, but on the other hand, she's upset and she's not laughing, so I can deal with this. We will just go and take you back to your world where you need to be. And she'll just be like, ah, and kind of grit the sharp, pointy teeth, like, remember, I can still bite your other ear if you're obnoxious and try to beat me up again.
You see her kind of lift her middle finger towards you as she's being carried about by Silver Scale.
Lucy Pevensey's a jerk.
I know, right? This bitch. Oh, man. So, on the way back, everything is pretty chill. Like, it seems like since there are carcasses of squirrels in the background, you notice that there are several clouds moving about, waiting for the carcasses to be nice and ripe so they can come down and devour them. People seem pretty terrified of the bleeding fairy, the thistle brownie with a gun and riding a lion, this very tarnished looking set of armor carrying two children.
I'm mostly fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You're like in the red cap, like covered in gore of all the squirrels. It just seems like people are like, no.
I'm bonding with the
most
kid
part.
writing taught me so. Talking about school and friends and crushes and the most just ridiculous normal things. I don't understand what exactly she's saying when she talks about school and homework, but I'm very understanding.
And she's pretty down for that. Especially like, if you can help her out with homework when you get back, that'd be great.
Sure.
So test coming up, it's going to be pretty brutal. yeah, as you guys approach, there is a very long and lengthy bridge. And if you guys remember Labyrinth, there David Bowie plays a very interesting character. And this is basically a David Bowie ripoff with the long, majestic hair in a sing-song voice that never seems to reach your ear, but nonetheless, every time he moves or talks, there almost seems to be a dance number going on with all of the surrounding rocks. Despite his lyrics not reaching your ears, though, you do get the gist that he is not willing to let you cross the bridge without some sort of token.
Token.
Do we need all the children?
I think we do need them all, yeah.
Specifically, all of them out of here.
I know what we can give them. Cagus reaches into his like little flannel. He pulls out one of the hand coat hand that the squirrels were using. I claimed this when I vanquished my hated foe, and I offer it to you, O Gremlin King, so that you may better uphold your fabulous bulge.
We've all seen Labyrinth. There's 2 actors there. It's just so much. But yeah, the dance number continues. But once again, you can't hear them mostly because you just can't afford that sort of budget here. But this little mannequin. Ooh, go ahead, Delia.
I have an idea. This is to cross the bridge, right? You need something really valuable, really precious.
Yes.
And she holds out, I have this necklace made out of 10 lost things. There are buttons, there are beads, there is a shell with a hole in it. Some little things that got fallen by the wayside, and I picked them up and found them. You can have them if you let us cross the bridge, and they can be yours.
They point to the hand and the necklace.
Let's give it to him, Bill.
She'll just slowly take it off and hand it over so that they can cross the bridge.
You see this
Haggis
gremlin
hands
king.
over the hand.
He unhinges his jaw and just slurps down these lost items into his gullet, and then bows, motioning towards the bridge right next to him.
I think that means we're good.
I'll go over the bridge.
Excellent. You start going over the bridge, and then you notice that one of the wood planks kind of explodes just right after it, or maybe during it. There's a loud crackle that occurs from the tree line just beyond. Maybe some sort of projectile magic thing that allows you to shoot lead-like objects far distances via scope of some sort, maybe.
I look around.
Excellent. Go ahead and make a mind check, TN5.
Am I being shot at?
They're in the trees. Get down.
That's going to be a whole bunch of nope.
All right. Mark that skill. You cannot figure out where this is coming from. Another
Okay, in that
plank
case,
of
I
wood
just run. Just run. I'm dragging the one kid behind me.
Go ahead and roll body TN5 to dodge the bullets. You can, if you want. I will lower the TN to 3 if you are okay with using the kids as a meat shield. But there will be a chance. Okay. Just wanted to throw that out there.
No. My job is to protect people.
Good devil's bargain, though.
Yeah, that'll get a 6 though.
Ooh, nice. All right. So you get that spirit as you're running across, like threads of the bridge are starting to splinter from these bullets, but you make it to the other side. But how about the rest of you?
We should book it before whatever that is hits us.
The kid on Serendipity's shoulder probably just put her heels into her sides, sort of as a reflex, as a reaction when gunshot started to ring. And Serendipity jumps 30 feet like a spooked horse and starts running like a spooked horse.
Excellent. All right, go ahead and give me a body check. We'll say it's TN5, but you have advantage because it would behoove you to something. There's a pun there. Yeah.
As long as they're not flanking us. That's one success.
All right, excellent. You get that spirit as you hop on to the other side. And how about you, Leah?
Well, if Thistle Stitch is okay with it, I would like to use some of my magic. The Flitter Quick magical spell. I can teleport to any location I can see, and if I spend 2 spirit, I can bring a friend with me. So I want to just, like, grab onto the side of the hat of Thistle Stitch, and then just be like, boop, and then we pop back out on the other side so that we can dodge the bullets.
Yeah, that don't have to roll. That sounds perfect. You guys are now on the other side, safe and sound, leaving the enemy up.
Take the lion?
Huh?
Did that take the lion with them? Or did we lose the lion?
The Lionel is now a part of Stissel in the most evil of ways.
Good.
They're all there.
Yeah,
all right, Haggis.
Then Haggis is just going to just let out a battle cry and serpentine his way across the bridge.
Excellent. TN5 body at a disadvantage, so -1.
I got 1-5.
Aw, okay, fine. It's your spirit as you run across. It seems like for now the sniper or whatever it was that was shooting out magic is not able to fire upon you on the other side. It's quiet.
How close are we to the clearing that the kids appeared in with the fawn originally?
It is just beyond the tree line where you are at right now. You can almost see like this little outhouse, a little lantern attached to it. Normally kids come out of there every now and then.
Oh, I know this place. Oh, this is where Uncle Andrew lives.
Your uncle isn't the fawn they told us about this morning, was it?
Yeah,
They didn't say its name.
oh no.
I'm sure
Let's
he's
hope
fine.
hope for the best, I suppose.
He's always been very sweet and very kind. Just the type to help people when they just tumble into our world. We should say hi to him.
Maybe he can help us find a way to tumble them back out of the world. And then the seasons will change, and the hands will go off of the copper tower, and we'll be fine.
Yes. Surely if he knows how to greet newcomers, knows how to get them out as well. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully
Sure you
very
can.
soon.
Let's go to the house. Let's say hi to Uncle Andrew.
Excellent. You guys move forward. Go ahead.
Is the older brother is he struggling? You know, like he's still kind of like inside the armor. Is he struggling? Is he kind of along for the ride?
It sounds like he's fallen asleep.
Wonderful. Okay, you know what? That's fine. that's just easier. Then I only have one kid to keep an eye on.
Coming up into the clearing, you do see Uncle Andrews, but it seems like his insides are out. Someone has cut a line down from his neck down, opened him up almost like an eagle, and have tied him to a tree facing the outhouse.
Uncle Andrew?
Ah, dear, it was him.
Uncle Andrew! She is screaming, crying, and very much inconsolable, running up to Uncle Andrew's remains. The kid's still on the shoulder.
Kind of grabbing onto you, kind of petting your head. It looks like his insides have been outside long enough for it to get that nice ripe smell under the sun. The sun's eyes are like gazing upon it.
Why? He was such a nice fawn. Who would do that to him?
I am immediately on the lookout to see, just in case someone or something is coming.
I think this'll pilots the lion and Taz to do like a there with one of its paws.
And it's always like very floppy, so it's just kind of like a...
She's still getting the hang of it, of piloting this.
I have an idea. But I have a rules question first to see if this would work.
Go ahead.
Uncle Andrew is dead, yes?
Yes.
Does dead count as a condition?
It is a condition on the character sheet.
Okay.
All
The
right.
reason why I'm asking this is because this sucks, and I don't want him to be dead. And so, I would be willing to make a large sacrifice, more than usual, if necessary, to use my circle of flowers, which is what I was trying to do in the clearing at the beginning here. And what that does is anybody that sleeps at least 4 hours inside of the circle can remove a condition. So we could see if maybe if I do this dance and the flowers will grow here, maybe we can make him wake back up again. I've never tried this before on something that was dead though, so I don't know if it's going to work.
Can I make a suggestion before we do this? We might want to put his outsides back in. You don't want him to wake. you don't want him to wake up with.
If only we knew seamstress.
I usually do clothes, but think of this as a meat suit, and I can maybe do this.
We're gonna Frankenstein Uncle Andrew.
With our good strong hands.
Yes, she'll get out and she'll take out her needle and thread and just do the process of putting the uncle back. Yep. Mending.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sewing everything back together, you kind of like slop the the organs back in. You're like, okay, let me just, and it's just like you're covered in blood and like something else. Who's to say? But you're able to sew it back up. But yeah, it's got like this little bloated look about it. And so now the sun turns its eyes and kind of starts to shift to nighttime. So you see kind of partly of the manic eyes of the night moon gazing down at Delia for this most holy of ceremonies.
Okay, I think that's the best I can do. Given the resources, I think I did an okay job.
Yeah,
You did a fantastic job.
You got everything put back in relatively the right place. You might feel a little bloated, but once the gases are out, he'll be fine.
I think
Thank
so.
you
I
very
think
much
I'm
for
gonna put
helping me
this
with
in the
Uncle
thing.
Andrew.
No, it's the least I could do. It's awful. Hopefully this works.
All right, Delia, describe this ritual of most holy power as you conquer death.
Well, okay, so she's kind of doing this combination of like a hop, skip, and a jump dance around where everyone is, and every spot where the little footsteps touch the ground will come up a couple of different flowers. You'll see some sort of anemone type flowers. You'll see some sprigs of rosemary. You'll see some sumac, some kind of things that have this vivid red and purple to it. And out of those, you can also see some of that little like bits of fuzzy, like fuzzy white mold and things that'll grow on like vegetables or fruits and stuff like that, because she's never tried doing this to reverse death, but that type of growth is the closest living thing to the realm of death that she knows. So she's hoping that maybe if we concentrate on these types of flowers and living things, that will help reverse what happened.
Yes. You also
And
see
she just
several.
continues to do this for several minutes.
You also see this kind of what you guys know to be nut elementals approaching. They're just like different sort of nuts gathered together, and they start like banging into each other to make little beautiful noise as nighttime approaches. The manic knight kind of looking down with little eyes like wheezing down at this amazing ritual as life starts to grow into Uncle Andrew. He twitches and then goes, ah! Oh, God. There is something beyond this world, dear friends. We spoke of hell, but it is not what is beyond this. It is much worse out there. The things I've seen. Oh, my God.
It's okay, you're back now.
And he looks at the little girl and starts like backpedaling on all fours. Like, dear God, it's still there.
Yes.
Yeah, I know they're hard to look at, but control yourself.
Oh, God.
What happened to you? These kids are our friends. They're nice.
This little girl convinced the others to tie me down and split me open with a rusty rock. It was horrific. I was just trying to welcome them.
Yeah. Is that true, little girl?
She shrugs.
This is the one that gave the savage beating, right?
The little girl kicked the shit out of Delia earlier on.
Yeah. This little sister look at the like, that one's pure evil.
Okay. All right. So You know how to get rid of these things? Because they've been causing all kinds of trouble, and we needed to bring it back to the masked lady, but...
I would just... It's too much to handle. I would go to the outhouse and punt them back through the cupboard. And then
punting I can do.
Burn it. We don't want them coming back through. Humanity is scary and growing even more scarier by the decade. Dear God.
Hunting and fire? This is right up my alley. Okay. Yay. Are we good with that, guys?
Yes.
All right. Let's start with the half pint first, then.
You going up to the little girl?
The most dangerous.
Yeah, he's gonna clod over to her, and he's like, head towards the outhouse, and I need you to lean forward just a little bit. 45-degree angle usually gets the most arc to your eyes.
Yeah, she looks at you, and like you see her eyes getting wide and like these pearly blues, and almost a little bit of wetness, so tears to her face, as she looks at you, Haggis, and says, I know it's all wrong. By rights, we shouldn't even be here. We are, and it's like in those great stories we used to hear, Haggis. The ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger. And sometimes you didn't want to know the ending. But how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad had happened? But in the end...
Pound her already!
he's like,
roll body.
Yeah, that's all.
DN5.
Yeah, when you hear fucking punter already, he just kind of just nods and he's like, yeah, okay, then we're done here. He gives her a good kick.
What this child needs, we cannot give her.
Monologuing humans are the worst.
All right, I got 2 5s and a 6.
Excellent.
And a 4,
she pulls out a razor, but you punt her through the outhouse and into the cupboard of the next world before she could do any true damage to you. The other 3 are like, thank God. Can we just stay here? Don't, please, for the love of all that is beautiful, don't send us into that other world with her. She's a nightmare.
Which one are you again? Who's talking now?
The old girl one who is currently seated upon and hugging Serendipity.
Oh, I can't hear you from all the way up there. You got to come down here where I can see you.
She hasn't been kicking me or anything. And maybe the masked woman wants like at least 3 of them.
Yeah, maybe we can
you know.
Way.
Okay. Are the other 2 being amicable?
One of them's asleep, and the other is just
I've been dragging one around who's been quiet, and the other one is apparently still
Are
sleeping.
Not
they
like carving
still
graffiti
inside?
into you or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah,
still
he's been
inside
inside you
of
for a
armor
really
body?
long time.
Yeah.
He should at least buy you breakfast by now.
Walking around.
There's like a
Snoring
little bit
loudly.
of drool leaking out from one of the edges of the armor.
Okay,
Yeah, if I keep him in here.
I think we're good then for decision making. I'm gonna just go ahead and then I'm gonna make some more fire and I'm gonna burn the outhouse down.
Excellent. And like shit on fire, it smells like shit on fire. And you
We
can
give this
almost hear
offering to you tonight.
you can almost hear in the crackling of the flames a little girl laughing maniacally in the distance. Almost like that. And then it's quiet and still.
I hate that sound.
I'm paying very close attention to how the 2 non-sleeping children are reacting to what just happened.
They seem...
Because they were trying to sell us a story. So I'm...
Yeah.
Are they following
You
through
can go
on that
ahead
story?
and give me a mind test. to get a good read on him. TM4.
Nope.
They seem
Nope.
happy. Yeah, they seem
Alright.
happy and comforted, as if that that laughter will never haunt them again.
Off to the masked lady. She'll be very proud of us.
You guys move over. It's only just a hip and a little scoot over a couple of leaves into the next clearing, which is very. You can almost see them kind of dancing about several stone pillars in the center. It almost looks like a little fairy-esque Stonehenge with emeralds and diamonds and stuff glittering from the tops of these stones. Several creatures run and dance about them, each one. There's a naked, so there's actually a pile of clothes just kind of on the edge of the clearing as they continue to dance about.
Yay, dancing! I start dancing along.
I would also like to join in on that.
I will check your clothes and make sure there's no holes, and I'll sew it shut. Fix it for them.
Show me. Yeah. The masked lady stands into center, gazing at everyone, and she says, "Finally, they are here. The ritual may commence, and we can have a little bit of magic back into our lands." And it looks like
Hey.
the void has been destroyed as well, at least for now.
Happy to have a bit of service. Yeah, we brought them, and apparently we also vanquished the void. Hey, good job, everybody.
Yes. Well, now that that's over, I believe the ritual sacrifice may commence. If you would place the 3 beings upon the stone slabs, we can get on with it and let the blood fuel the magic, which we take seriously for granted.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right up with
Excellent.
the kid, just plunk her down.
Is it all right if I get a little bit for the old dome there?
Yeah, of course, you can mesh your little dome thing against the rock when the blood spills up into the grass. Of course.
Fantastic. I'm all on board.
And how about you, Silver Scale and Delia? You have these frowns upon your faces as if you are not up in the times.
This sounds like a load of makeup. What magic is this that's missing that requires death?
Well, all life requires death, my dear.
Yes,
Why
and
can't
these
you
children
just get
will
with the
grow old
program?
and they will die in time, as they should.
We can have
But they have not
them
grown.
now.
They have not grown up yet. Children must grow up.
Besides, you should know that we Fae of all stripes are very keen to keep our promises. We promised to bring you the children. We didn't promise to let you bleed them dry. One of them
Well, you have brought
tried very hard to
the
hurt this place, but these 3 haven't done anything except go where they're not supposed to.
So we have 2 no's and 3 yeses, it sounds like. Would you other 3 like to change your mind? Now that your friends have offered a different way?
What deal? You're right. That was a deal. That was a bargain, correct?
Yes, bring them back.
The
What's the sacrifice?
perfectly honest, I stand by my group here, but the promise was to bring the children. We didn't promise to do anything after that, so unfortunately I see where the masked lady is coming from, of what happens after we completed our promise isn't really on us. But they do bring up the point of whatever it is they said. I kind of tuned out when I heard I wasn't getting my blood.
Fine. Well, we are a democracy, so it seems like, for the most part, those who brought the pride's objects are not willing to part with the pride objects, and so as such, we will not be sacrificing them. I understand that you might think that we'll take it from you with our hands and our numerous numbers. No, we're fair people. We are not going to do that. But I do tell you this. These children are now under your care. If you do not find another portal to their realm and punt their little selves back into their world, it is up to you to raise them.
So, different question. Is it just like any blood that matters? Because we killed like a whole lot of squirrels on the way back.
There is no ritual anywhere that requires blood of the squirrels. There's none. None at all.
Can we make one?
No. They can't make rituals. They are passed down for us for generations. Just
There's
you're out of your
nothing
depth.
written in the deep magic.
We can just go and grab. There's so many over there.
Oh God, no! We need the child, the blood of these, the innocent and the carefree, the imaginative.
How much blood? Like a cup?
All of it. You can't half-ass it.
I mean,
I have an
they did
idea.
spend. Oh. What is it?
If it's their blood that you need, why not keep them here until they come of age? You wouldn't need to shed it, but you would have the vigor and energy of mortal children for the years that they remain children.
So you would
You would have their creativity, their energy. I would not like to keep them, but more than that, I would not like to have any more blood on me. And she just sort of looks down at the various bits and pieces of things that have gotten exploded all over her throughout the past days' adventures.
I mean, you did say that you need the blood of carefree and the innocent, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How carefree and innocent do you think they are? They spend so much time with that evil thing, that horrible boy in like child form.
And a
Just
cat
seen
gave
it.
them a lot of candy.
Well, fine. Look, I'm no longer a part of this. You guys have voted. It is now under your care. I'm going to continue my party, and if you do not mind, I would like to do so alone because you have ruined my night.
Very well. I turn and leave, and I start leading the children away.
I will
I'll
go
turn the
with you.
back.
Excellent.
I rattle my head to wake up the older son.
He's like, what? Where am I?
Your youngest sister is gone. You're going to stay with us here.
Oh, thank God. Okay. That sounds good. Okay. Are you our new daddy?
No, but I will be your friend.
Okay.
I imagine he hears this, like, sound is coming from everywhere, right? Because my voice emanates in my helmet, so he's got, like there's no directionality. It's just weird voice that comes from
echoing
everywhere.
everywhere.
It might be a little disconcerting.
All right, with that in mind, we are going to give everyone an epilogue as we come to the end of this fantastical and whimsical adventure with not much darkness, but a lot of light. And we will first start with Haggis.
Hey, it's Haggis. So I think with everything done, Haggis would probably just go back to waging his eternal war against the squirrels and the blight upon the world that is all woodland creatures. His scrappy redcap clan would consider him a bit of a hero for getting rid of the evil, but also kind of shameful and put him in exile for not bathing in the small child's blood and soaking his cap in it. But he has spent his time destroying me, a squirrel, and he is content with that.
Excellent. Silver Scale.
Silver Scale is fully prepared to take the children to his stonekin friends, those that forged him, that are for all intents and purposes his parents, to raise them there. And anyone of you who wishes to either be a part of that or to visit at some later time is welcome to do that. When the children become old enough, he will endeavor to help them find a way to return to their world should they wish to do so. And otherwise would welcome them to Reverie. And we will go on many adventures.
All the adventures. Thistle.
Thistle will be ever vigilant against her mortal enemy, the squirrel. She fears that they will return. But she has their weapon, and she has the cat beast. Her natural adeptness at crafting, sewing. She will make larger and larger magic sticks to vanquish these squirrels from mounted on her great beast. And that's how she'll continue protecting the forest.
More guns.
Yeah. You've yet to
Always
find
more guns.
That squirrel with the sniper rifle, but maybe one day. Delia.
Delia is still uneasy around the children when they're awake. She's not really quite sure what to make of their mortal ways, but she still does the ritual at the turning of every season to give them sweet dreams. And I think comes to something of an uneasy truce with them over time. And every so often we'll wake up on a very cold winter morning to find that they have left some bird feathers or a piece of fluff or something soft and warm, about 11 3/4 inches height, so that she is maybe a little bit less afraid of winter when it does come.
Aww. That's wonderful. And how about you, Serendipity?
Well, after picking the other daughter back up and running after the group when they forsook the masked lady, because she has a mouth one, she just runs along with whatever. They part ways eventually, and she returns to her happy-go-lucky way of running around Reverie and talking to whoever comes her way, whoever is willing to deal with her stream of consciousness. And will eventually come visit Uncle Andrew, and they are guarding that area from more children like that horrible murder child that's cut him up. And she's not alone anymore because she has Uncle Andrew.
Aww. All right, with that was good, strong hands. Round of applause for everyone who was a part of this beautiful story. We are going to do outros, and part of that outros, why don't you give kind of a blurb of what you thought of the game. And so, yeah, we'll go around. I mean, obviously, Craig has to be last. I'm really interested to see what he has to say about the game. Yeah, Lydia, why don't you go ahead?
Well, I think it's safe to say nobody expected where this went. Like, sure, dark, but like very quickly and very dramatically. And I am just amazed, but that I'm surprised at it every time it's GM something, because I should be used to it at this point, but I'm not. I do think it's yeah, I do think it's an interesting way of exploring a system that was very clearly, from the way it's written, intended to go into a more fairy tale direction. So it's always interesting to see just how far you can push it into something completely different, because in my mind that kind of makes or breaks it as well, to see how well mechanics and everything else holds up against being bastardized that way. And that was impressive to see how solid the mechanics, the various magical aspects, and the truths introduced at the beginning as well, how well that still functions. So I'm quite impressed with how quickly that was picked up, how quickly everyone adapted to it and ran with it. And yeah, I'd like to see it in various different ways played. I will go to some of it, because I know you had a couple of streams doing it. So I want to see what they did with it, and how everything comes together when you have those different approaches, because Reverie itself is so very open and versatile, and I like that aspect about the game.
Yeah.
So
As
definitely
I watched a
recommend to pick it
couple.
up.
Yeah, I watched a couple of them, and they were just like this. Yeah, just like this. Like, no, just like this.
Sure.
All right. And
Roll me
go
that
ahead.
deception. Anna.
Oh, me. Just final thoughts about the game. I really liked playing this system. I had very little idea what to expect when I was asked to be part of this one shot, except for, hey, do you like stories about fairy tales and folklore? And I was like, yes, absolutely. I would really like to play it again. It was very difficult. We were talking beforehand about how we were all stuck between multiple different playbooks that we wanted to pick up. I think near everybody in this group was seriously considering the Imp one. The Imp playbook sounds really fascinating and interesting, and I definitely want to play this again because I want to check out all of the different playbooks. I really like the push and pull between the spirit and the shadow in the system. That plays really well. It reads really well when you're just reading the book. And yeah, I would like to play around more with this world because it was fun.
All right, Shauna.
Muted, Shauna.
There we go. I said I would love to check out again. I looked at playbooks, and I love the way that the talents and the corruptions kind of feel like work with each particular fae. Like, it's very interesting, I think, and it gives a lot of like way to kind of be inventive and play around with it. And I'm sorry I tried very hard. I turned out to be the fae's worst monster. I apologize.
You were riding around a brain tiger. It's totally cool.
I really enjoyed it. I definitely thought I was going to be like the most hardcore fae, and I turned out to be proven wrong by everybody else in the group at one point or another. This was a lot of fun. I'm of the same opinion that trying this again would be fun because there were so many great playbooks, and it was a toss-up of several ideas, and it was like, I could be a red cap. Red cap sounds really fun, and I could just be a hooligan the whole time, and I want to try the other ones, and apparently there are other ones we didn't get to see. So, Suit of Armor sounded awesome, Craig, and I like the way you handled it, and I would love to see how other people do that as well. So people should check this out. It was good.
Heck yeah. All right, Craig, what do you like about your game?
I love all of my children equally. So I was happy to let people pick the things that they wanted to pick. There came a point where I decided, you know what, I'm going to sneak in the Animate playbook because it'll be a tease, because it's not something that a lot of people have seen. There's another playbook that people have not seen, so that's coming too. I had a blast. First of all, thank you to everyone for playing. This was a great deal of fun. I, as a designer, so often have to be the GM for my games. I so rarely get to play. This was the first time that I have been able to play this game as a character. So that was a great deal of fun. I appreciate a number of the things that came up in here. Actually, like the game is in editing right now, but the idea of establishing truths for the world, that's going in the book, everybody. I kind of do talk about that, but I never give it a name, and I think that it deserves a name. That as part of when the players are developing the world and kind of creating the world with the GM as you go on, is you define certain things. Like when something comes up that is going to hold true throughout the campaign, you define it as a truth, and that's what we'll call it in the game.
Yeah, we kind of all started taking up this concept from the Terra RPG from Jonathan Fry and Charlie and Co. So the truths is something I've been hearing popping up all over, and it started with
It's
Terra.
a great term for it.
A really good term.
It's wonderful. It's the perfect term for it. So I'm going to, I'm always refining and all that sort of thing. There will come a point where you have to stop refining and just say, okay, that's the game, and we'll get to that eventually. But it's not laid out completely yet, so I've still got time in the editing phase.
Yeah.
I had a great time. Thank you very much for doing this. I had no idea where it was going to go. I've been watching some of those other APs as well. I've watched everybody takes it kind of a little bit of a different direction. This did not go a direction that I would have necessarily taken if I were GMing, and I haven't seen it with any of my playtest groups. I think that is perhaps one of the strengths of the game, is that it can become anything. So, good times.
All right, awesome. So where can we find everyone with our last remaining minute or two that we have? We'll just do a quick shot fire. Rindis, where can we find you?
You can actually find me over on my channel, Party Life Games. In a half hour, we'll be doing Vampire the Masquerade. We are doing an Anarch-themed campaign in the city of Vancouver. So if you are interested, I'd just stick around, half hour. I gotta go get all this face paint and stuff off, but I'll be there ready to make my coterie suffer. I mean, I thought about just showing up like this, but
Show up like that.
It's actually been burning a little bit, so I'm gonna try and get rid of it, and hopefully it didn't cause a reaction. It's never a good sign. So I'm gonna try and rinse that off.
Excellent.
Also, I'll be here.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'll also be here tomorrow for Cult. I Am Pilgrim. So back with Mitch. Woo.
That will be tomorrow too. Go ahead.
Yeah, go very much in the same vein of trauma. I'm going to be here to watch Cult tomorrow because I do love the show. But for me, it's going to be Thursday's Parslings. You can see me next, and Friday with the Diesel Punks, also an encounter roleplay. And then Monday we have Lessons in Deep Magic over on Cobalt Press, which I'm GMing, and everything's the worst there. So let's see how we can get our people out of Evermore.
Excellent. Anna.
Yep, you can find me at Nymeria941, all of the places on the internet. I'll also be here for finale week on Encounter Roleplay in the Star Trek Adventures game, which Shauna and I both play in together. It's going to be an interesting finale because my character got shot in the chest at point blank range and we ended on a cliffhanger last episode. So I guess we'll see what happens. You can also find me on Wednesdays GMing This Rough Magic, which is a City of Mists game on the channel Heroes Without Limits, where every character has a real-life myth or legend living inside of them. So if you like folklore and mythology, check out that City of Mists game. That's me.
Love me some City Mist. Shauna.
Hey, Shauna Flying Source, and I will be on that Star Trek game on Thursday also. And we're probably getting in a space fight, so you're probably not going to die. She'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll get it all in one. They'll get it all in one fell swoop, and when a bird of prey explodes. So it'll be great. And you'll also catch me on Wandering DM for the finale of our Gallery game, where I played a warlock who almost sacrificed her crew's souls to a demon. Go fig. And
Wednesdays.
today announced on Hasbro Pulse was I designed a Warlock hero character for the upcoming Hero Quest board game that just got unveiled. So I'm very excited about that.
Woo! Congratulations. We're super excited about it. That's going to be awesome. All right, Craig, where can we find you?
I am at Nerdburger Craig on Twitter, especially during this, the run of the Kickstarter early on, especially. You can follow me there, and I'll be pointing people and retweeting to all the different APs and podcasts that are. So if you want to see the game get a little differently with see some of the other playbooks and see a game that goes a little, really kind of dark and kind of icky, and you want to see a game that's a little more like fluffy, there's a whole bunch of different variations out there. You can find the game right now on Kickstarter. Just search for Good Strong Hands. I've given you links here that I assume you will continue to use a few times. And it went Kickstarter this morning. It funded in 2 hours. We're getting very close to the first stretch goal, which puts some of the additional playbooks and some other stuff into the game. Basically, every stretch goal is just going to make the book a little bigger, a little better, and we're going to fill it out and make it as wonderful of a game as we possibly can. So that's going to be running for the next month. If you're interested in backing the game, by all means, do it today or tomorrow. If you can think to do it, you don't get charged until the end, and a big push at the beginning always helps the overall run of the Kickstarter.
Yeah, super excited. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this magical, whimsical, and somewhat dark game. And with that, we are going to wave till you can no longer see us.